I am sick of this win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss sequence. We are done with it, right? We are going to string together back-to-back wins this week. So help me God. Hey guys, what's up? IrishEmerald here and welcome to our week 6 battle up against J-Pole, coach of the Quag Hall Quag Sires. We did battle again last season. I can't quite remember how it went. It just feels like such a long time ago. But yeah, we're up against him this week, and hopefully we can stop like just winning and losing and just making our way towards a 500 record. We need to string a couple of wins together because we need playoffs, you guys. I'm not going to lie. We need playoffs in order to qualify for the Draft League World Cup. We need to make playoffs, especially this season, because there's not going to be too, like, I'm pretty sure these go like UBL and FIPA are going to be in the last 2 leagues before the new games come out. So unless I can like really rack up the qualification points soon, we're in big trouble. So look, we need the wins. And like that, it is what it is. But yeah, our opponent's team, as you can see from here now, consists of Tapu Koko, Latias, Nidoqueen, Mega Aggron, Milotic, Darmanitan, Chestnut, Yanmega, Umbreon, Claydol, and Lopunny. This is totally a team I would draft. Like, I will not lie. It's got familiar names that I've used all across the board. There's Pokemon there that I'd love to get my hands on, like Nidoqueen. I definitely want to get my hands on because I've used Nidoqueen, but I definitely want to get my hands on Nidoqueen. And I like you've seen me. I've used Koko, I've used Mega Aggron, I've used Darm. I've played around with Chestnut, but and it could be cool to use that. I haven't really used that in Draft League yet, even though it's my channel mascot. So he's got some stuff that's really cool. But I'm hopeful that the team that I've drafted can actually overpower beat this team. And let me show you what I'm bringing. So guys, in line with what we brought last week with the offense, we're just doing the same again. I want to bring offense. I want to make sure that I continuously put my opponent under pressure with our offense and cause them a heartache. And that's what I'm doing again this week. First things first, we're bringing Slayer and Mega Medicham again. High Jump Kick, Drain Punch, Bullet Punch, and Ice Punch is the moveset. This is just pure wall breaker. I need HJK for the Mega Aggron. Drain Punch is there for everything else. Bullet Punch is there to pick off the Tapu Koko late game. And then Ice Punch is there for the Nidoqueen, for the Latias on a switch, for the Chestnut. You kind of catch what I mean in there. EV wise, I have enough speed to outspeed a Darmanitan that's built to outspeed my Lando. I don't think he's going to waste the extra EVs just to go 252 because it just makes no sense. So I reckon he'll put enough speed to outspeed my Lando, and then my Mega Medicham has enough speed to outspeed that speed that he's aiming for. Next up, I'm bringing Detonate, our Turtonator, and I am bringing the Shell Smash again, you guys. There's just something fun about clicking that move. I'm not going to lie. Shell Smash, Fire Blast, Dragon Pulse, and Draco Meteor is the moveset. You're probably wondering why I got the dual Dragon Stab. Look, the reason why is that I just don't need the additional coverage, but I might need something that might be able to nuke, say, the Umbreon. That's the reason why. And Umbreon is a Pokemon I anticipate Turtonator being able to get its Shell Smash off, because if we were able to just go, if we were in front of the Umbreon, I might be able to click the Shell Smash once we get it down a little bit, like say 60%, Shell Smash, dent, and then we might be able to pick that off with a Draco Meteor or Fire Blast. So that's the idea there. If we look at what we're set up wise with the EVs, I got enough speed to make sure that we're able to outrun the Latias when we're at +2, 252, then special attacks so we hit hard, and then the touch of into HP, and that's basically it. Really hopeful that we can get this thing off. Like, he's got Yanmega, he's got Chestnut, he's got Umbreon. Milotic can't really touch it either, so really hopeful that we can get a Shell Smash off this week. Next up, I'll bring Morrigan, our Tapu Fini, and like, look, this is where I got to get a little bit creative, because even though I hyped up J-Pole's team, his team is actually quite scary. His team does an awful lot of work against mine, so like, we have to be very careful because the matchup isn't great, but and I had to be a little bit creative, and this is where we got the creativity coming in. I'm bringing Calm Mind, Iron Defense, Surf, Draining Kiss, Tapu Fini, double D dancing, double defensive dancing here, love it. The reason why I'm thinking this is, like, look, we should, in theory, have enough. We're going to have a touch of speed so we can make sure that we're not being spread crept by, say, a Chestnut. Iron Defense, then, if we outrun the Chestnut, we click Iron Defense, we live any hit, then, and because we outspeed, the Draining Kiss will be able to regain any HP that we have off the Chestnut, so that helps with there. The key with barriers there allows us to get a Calm Mind off against a Nidoqueen and then click out Surf and kill it. And then after that, like, we're able to set up here really easily. I think we're, depending on the matchup, we can set up against the Darm. If he's locked into, like, say, Flare Blitz, we can just go Calm Mind, bada bing, bada boom. That's the idea there, because if we're at +1 and then he comes in with Nido Queen, then we'd like the Kiwi Berry will help us out. We'd be able to help potentially 1v1 the Coco. Once we set one Calm Mind, we're able to 1v1 a Melodic if he doesn't bring Haze, which, by the way, something I've done before, so not afraid. We could see it again. You kind of get what I'm coming at here. EV wise, you're probably wondering why we got like spread across it is. Look, I've already touched on the speed creeping. 52 in speed F with Calm Nature ensures that Tapu Koko with its T-Bolt in the terrain does not do more than 50%. So that way we can kind of come in with Tapu Fini if we're at full, click the Calm Mind, then proceed to click the Draining Kiss, then Surf and knock it out. That's the idea there. So we can always 1v1 that Tapu Koko if he doesn't have the Life Orb or an E-Belt or a Choice Specs or anything of that ilk. So that's the reason there. And then the rest is in special attack so we can hit a little bit harder. Next up, we are bringing Beast Orlando T, rocking out the Soft Sand. We are having Sword Dance, Earthquake, Defog, and U-Turn as a moveset. Honestly, this is built as another wall breaker for, say, Melodic. If Melodic wants to kind of come in and be the defensive check to Lando T, especially if it brings the Darmanitan, I want to be able to break through it. Also helps me break through the Mega Aggron too. So this gives me a really reliable option for that. That's the reason why we have the SD as a Sword Dance, so we can maybe do that on a pivot. U-Turn gives momentum. EQ helps us as a reliable stab. And then Defog, because he gets easy rocks with Mega Aggron. He gets spikes with the Chestnut. So we need Defog to ensure that we are not getting Hazard Stack on ourselves, because we've been doing Hazard Stack a little bit, so maybe other people are like, let's try and do that against him. EV wise, I got 12 in speed to make sure we're not being sped crept. 244 in HP because we're going to need the bulk, and 252 in attack with the Adamant Nature. I need to go all in with the attack with the Adamant Nature and the Soft Sand to make sure that we always 2-kill a Flame or 252 defense Melodic. That's the reason why. So we're rocking out with that rather than going with E-Bat, Life Orb or something like that. We need that extra buff on EQ so it does more damage. And that's Orlando T. Next up, we're being Paladin, our Aegis Slash, and I won't lie, I'm falling in love with this Pokemon, honestly. We're rocking out Weakness Policy, Shadow Claw, Shadow Sneak, King's Shield, and Close Combat. The idea here is, again, we're going to be able to get the Weakness Policy off, whether it be on a Shadow Ball or an EQ from an Aggron, something like that. Definitely don't want to be taking a hit from Nidoqueen, but you kind of catch the drift there. Like, we will be able to get our Weakness Policy off at some stage, and we will be able to claim a life, and that's the idea. Like, our Aegis will be able to claim a life here with this set. The main idea here is, though, you guys, is that this is going to be our main Latias switch in. So we come in on the Latias, we click the Shadow Claw, and then if he comes in with the Umbreon, then like we can beat that with the CC if he's like a Spadef set. If he's a physical set, slightly different, but we can count that based off the Shadow Claw damage. So that's a nice bait in there. EV wise, I'm bringing no speed to outspeed a 0 speed Nidoqueen, and actually just a little bit more than that in case he puts in 12 himself to ensure that he doesn't get speed creeped. I put the rest into HP so we can sponge a couple of hits off the Latias a little bit better. And then look, the rest is all in physical attack, so the Shadow Claw hits harder, the Shadow Sneak can 1-KO the Latias at +2 with the Weakness Policy, and then the CC hits harder against the Umbreon, and that's the idea behind the Aegis Slash set. Alright, Palpitoad is last. With Humby-Toad at Palpitoad, honestly, I was losing my mind with this Pokemon. This last Pokemon, I knew I needed to switch into the Nidoqueen and the Mega Aggron. I needed one Pokemon I said switch into both of those. Hard to get one Pokemon to do the role of two, but it's something I figured, look, I need to be a lot more. I couldn't afford to add two defensive Pokemon for those two threats, because then all of a sudden my team gets a bit too passive. So I figured, let's just get one Pokemon and see if we can make something work, and we're going to get this Palpitoad in to do it. Endeavor, Earth Power, Stealth Rock, and Icy Wind is the moveset. The idea behind this is that we will eventually lose Palpitoad. Like, there's no doubt in my mind, Palpitoad is going to die in this game. But the idea here is that Palpitoad will break something before it dies. So it's going to break the Mega Aggron. It's going to maybe break the Nidoqueen, something like that. So we will eventually just chip away at it. So Earth Power and Ice Wind, we're just going to get a couple of moves there that's either to slow our opponent down so we're able to beat it, and then we're going to have the Ice Wind to be able to maybe get chip on the Nidoqueen or the... So yeah, you get what I mean. Like, Ice Wind slow him down, Earth Power is our main stab move, Rocks is Rocks because it's just reliable, and then once we get weak, we just go for the Endeavor, and hopefully with the speed drops from Icy Wind, Endeavor will outrun, and then we'll be able to break someone down entirely, and that really opens up the door for the rest of my team to win. And all it has to do is just wear down the Aggron or wear down the Nidoqueen. If one of those two gets beaten, then all of a sudden it's just much more easier time for the rest of my team the rest of my offense to deal with it. And I think Palpitoad is able to do that. But yeah, that's the team. Let's get up into the battle. Alright, you guys, here we are in the battle, and unfortunately this is going to have to be a replay, not a live comm. I just couldn't get the time to do it while I was on my PC and record it with the live com. So unfortunately it's going to be a post-com, but yeah, look, sometimes the post-com is different. It's a nice change of pace. So anyways, we're going to see our opponents brought the Cocoa, the Melodic, the Chestnut, the Ladias, the Darm and the Claydol. I'm delighted not to see Nidoqueen. Really happy not to see Nidoqueen. Now obviously that makes my Tapu Fini tech redundant, but delighted that we didn't see the Nidoqueen here. Kind of wish we brought the Rindo Berry instead, because it means I could step in front of the Chestnut way more comfortably. But you know, it is what it is. At least it's one threat I do not have to deal with, and I'm kind of happy enough with what I've seen here. Like, we should be able to deal with this team relatively easy because we have all the checks here to deal with it. Like, because had he brought the Mega Aggron and the Nidoqueen, that was going to be a defensive combination that I was really going to was sweating. But because I don't see it, I'm a lot more happier. But anyways, I'm just going to dive right into it. I'm going to leave with my Lando here. And that's what we're kind of going to go down with. I apologize for the the lack of in-game sounds here. It's down one of the fallbacks of having of watching a replay. Anyways, I don't expect him to stay in here with the Chestnut, but he does, and he goes for the sub. So that's obviously a bit of a nuisance. I just go for the EQ just to break through the sub. I'm going to go for the U-turn just to pivot around because he's after setting up the lead seed. I bring the Medicham hard here because I was thinking he might just go for another sub and I might be able to scare it out. But unfortunately, he just goes for the Hyper Fang or Super Fang side and read that. I go for the Drain Punch. I don't need to go for HJK there. I don't need to risk it. I kind of also might bait him into maybe thinking I don't have HJK later. We see the Rocky Hammer damage. He teleports out. I bring the Humby Toad because I don't need the Palpitoad as a Pokemon. I don't really need it anymore because I don't see Nidoqueen and I don't see Mega Aggron, so I'm not worried anymore. Just to let the Palpitoad do its work. You see what I was trying to do there? Just wear my opponent down. I could have swore I was going to stay in with the Latias and I went for the Endeavor. Probably a little bit too early because I revealed that tech. But anyways, the Chestnut is in here now. I'm just going to go for the Icy Wind. I kind of want this thing just to be knocked to knock us out. And at this point, he's revealed all his moves. He's revealed Super Fang, he's revealed Spikes, he's revealed Sub, and he's revealed Leech Seed. So I know he doesn't actually have an offensive move. That's a nice little setup fodder for my Tapu Fini. Well, not really with the Leech Seed, but you kind of get what I mean. I know that Tapu Fini is a lot more safer just to go for the Draining Kiss in front of the Chestnut. I'm just trying to pivot around with this sub here a little bit. It's a little bit passive, I'm afraid, but I'm just trying to make sure that I'm pivot around. I'm able to like slowly break through the sub, not get worn down because of Leech Seed and what have you. At this turn, I actually take the turn just to remove hazards off the field, which is fine. Let me just slow this down a touch, by the way. And that's basically it. We just kind of go for the U-turn and pivot it back around. God, there's nothing between normal and slow here because this is quite slow. He goes for the sub again, which is grand. We're just going to go for the Ice Punch. I want to break it. I know he's got no offensive move, so I'm not really afraid of this anymore. I'm just going to go for an Ice Punch here. He goes right out into his Claydol. Oh, sorry, I went for the HJK. My bad. And I go for another HJK here. Spoilers. I go for another HJK. I know if we lose, if he stayed in, he was going to sack this thing. We were going to die to Rock Hammer damage, but it was just too much. It was just going to be too much damage output for me not to say no to. He brings in this Latias, then on the double down, I see the Ice Beam and I just go right out into Fini. I've kind of half-sussed that this thing is like specs at this point, based off the damage, based on the fact he's being very repetitive with his moves, and I just go for the Calm Mind there and saying that he's in a situation he doesn't want to be in, and I just do what I was talking about in prep. I got the Calm Mind off. It did less than 50% when we got to +1 because of the investment we put in. We went for the Draining Kiss, we lived, we went for the Surf afterwards, and we knocked out the Cocoa. The prep was perfect there. That's exactly what happened. We 1v1 that Tapu Cocoa, and now, you know, we don't have to worry about that thing coming in and outspeeding us, especially if we get the Shell Smash off. You see a little bit of pivoting going on here. I'm not obviously too worried about the Chestnut anymore. I just bring in the Tapu Fini and I just click Drain Kiss, just try and get a little bit more chip on. Bring in the Lando here at this point as he goes for the Rock Slide. I actually do go for EQ as he reveals his Scarf. I thought that, actually, no, to be fair, that might have been slightly different. But I actually honestly thought that he was not going to sack there, but I just went for the EQ just to get damage. I was glad I didn't go for the SD there. He goes into this, actually, let me slow down here. This is a kind of minor misplay here because we're almost at the point where the game is almost done. He kind of comes into this Latias and I bring in Fini. Now the reason why I brought in Fini was because I wanted to bait that first Shadow Ball, but once I had baited it, I should have gone out into Aegislash. I should have gone out into Aegislash as soon as I brought in Fini because I want to bait that Shadow Ball in order to pop my weakness policy. But unfortunately, I take the first Shadow Ball and go for Draining Kiss because I kind of thought, well, maybe if he's not specs, I can maybe beat this thing. and 1v1 it, but he is specs. I ain't going to be able to beat this thing 1v1 with Draining Kiss alone, so I do end up having to go for Aegis Dash. Could have done this a turn earlier, but it is what it is. He goes for the Shadow Ball here. This is going to pop my weakness policy, and this is where our offense really kind of takes over here, because we've not got the defense anymore with the rest of his team to beat us. We go for the Shadow Sneak. Unfortunately, as I was talking to my opponent after the game, he didn't calc that correctly, and he just lost his laddie ass because of that. We go for the Shadow Claw there. That crit, I imagine, did matter, but Shadow Claw being a high critical move is something that can happen. He goes into the Melodic, and he just goes for the Skull and picks me off. I'm okay with that. I didn't really care about losing our Aegis Dash at that point. It had done all the work I needed to do. In comes Feeney here, and I'm just going to go back to normal here at this point. The game is effectively over because I have Calm Mind, and we're going to see in a moment he does not have Haze. And that's exactly what I was saying. If he does not have Haze, we can set up in front of this thing for days. And because I'm in a Mystic Terrain, he can't Toxic, and he can't get a Skull Burn. So all I gotta do is just sit in front of this thing and just set up and claim Draining Kisses. So that's basically what I do. I just sit in front of this thing, and Tapu Fini, just being an absolute beast, picks off Tapu Koko, which it should never have a right to do. Picks off the Tapu Koko and picks off the Melodic like it's absolutely nothing. He reveals the Recover there, and I just said, look, enough of this nonsense. I'm just going to set up real quick. I'm going to go all the way up to the point where we get up to like plus, I think it's 3.5, and at that point I was like, right, we two-shot this thing, enough of this. So you're just going to see me set up, and we pick off the Melodic, and that's GG's. That's all we kind of wanted. We pick up our fourth win, I should say, and it means that we finally broke the streak of win-loss. We finally strung 2 wins together. This is huge, absolutely massive for us, right? We came in at the halfway point of the season 3-2. We're now 4-2. If we can pick up a couple more wins, then leading into the second half of the season, we're doing magnificent. So really happy with how that all played out for us. Fantastic in game. Love to see that the Tapu Fini worked. We had to bring some sort of heat here to try and beat our team, or his team, and it was crazy to think that all the couple of scenarios that we built this Tapu Fini for, even though we didn't have to use it for every scenario we had envisioned, like it bet the Tapu Koko, and then we managed to beat the Melodic with it. Those are the 2 scenarios we thought this Fini could work with, and it did exactly that. Insane stuff. But yeah, that's GG's, you guys. Definitely go check out my opponent. His draft league profile is in the description down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the battle. I again apologize, it's not a live comp. But yeah, if you enjoyed today's video, please click like button down below for me. You guys let me know in the comment section down below what you guys thought of the battle, all that kind of good stuff. And if you guys, and don't forget to, links to the Twitch and the merch is in the description down below too. But yeah, I'm going to wrap it up there today, folks. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.